You're gonna be sitting at the end.
Alright, just come back around and sit here real quick, man. It's not a big deal.
It's him.
Yeah.
Did you know that every year in the U.S., an average of more than 1,000 people are shot? Every day in the U.S., an average of 289 people are shot. 86 of them die, 30 are murdered, 53 kill themselves, 2 die accidentally, and 1 is shot in police intervention. I'm sure many of you have heard about such tragedies related to gun violence, whether from news, friends, internet, or even personal experience. As you may know by now, the most recent shooting occurred in Sandy Hook Elementary School, where 20-year-old Alan Lanza shot and killed 26 people, 20 students, and 6 adults. As a result, concerns are brought up by citizens on whether or not gun ownership should have more or less restrictions. If America intends to stop such tragedies from occurring, Congress must do more than pass gun control laws that limits ammunition and firearms. They must provide greater access to universal background checks in order to reduce gun violence. Gun violence is becoming a major issue in the United States, especially with the recent mass shootings in Newton, Connecticut, Aurora, Colorado, and Tucson, Arizona. On December 14, 2012, Adam Lanza, armed with a .22 caliber rifle, killed his mother in her home in Newton, Connecticut. Lanza then stalked his mother's car with firearms and drove down to Sandy Hook Elementary School. He then shot his way into the school and killed 26 people, including 20 students ages 6 and 7, and 6 adults. As police closed in, Lanza committed suicide by shooting himself. He fired over 154 shots in less than 5 minutes. In response to the mass shootings, such as the Newton, Connecticut shooting, the White House has taken necessary actions aimed at reducing gun violence. President Obama gave a televised address the day of the shooting saying, "We're going to have to come together and take meaningful actions to prevent more tragedies like this, regardless of politics." Barack Obama brought a set of initiatives aimed at reducing gun violence. Among his suggested initiatives are universal background checks for gun sales, the reinstatement and strengthening of assault weapon bans, limiting ammunition magazines to a 10-round capacity, providing schools with resource officers and counselors, putting more police officers on the streets, establishing stronger punishments for gun trafficking, and offering more comprehensive insurance coverage for mental health. Concerns are brought up by citizens on whether or not gun control ownership should have more or less restrictions, which causes arguments and debates on gun control. Proponents on gun control argue that increased gun ownership leads to more crimes and unintended gun injuries. They contend that concealed handguns increase the chances of arguments becoming lethal, and that society would be safer with fewer guns on the street, not more. Concealed handguns are not an effective form of self-defense. A November 2009 peer-reviewed study published in the American Journal of Public Health by Charles Branis found that someone carrying a gun for self-defense was 4.5 times more likely to be shot during an assault than an assault victim without a gun. Attackers often surprise victims, making it difficult to use a concealed handgun. Opponents, on the other hand, of gun control say that criminals are less likely to attack someone they believe to be armed. They cite the Second Amendment's right of the people to keep and bear arms, and argue that most adults who legally carry a concealed gun are law-abiding and do not misuse their firearms. Criminals are less likely to attack someone they believe might be armed. The deterrent effect of concealed carry benefits the individual carrying a handgun as well as the general public because criminals know who is armed. And as you can see in this chart, it shows supporters and non-supporters of ban assault weapons, ban high-capacity magazines, and universal background checks. And there are more supporters of all three. As concerned citizens, we need to support the initiatives brought up by President Obama, such as providing greater universal background checks in order to reduce gun violence. A universal background check is a process of researching criminal and financial records of any individual who intends on purchasing a firearm. Universal background checks would definitely be effective in reducing gun violence because any individual who intends to purchase a firearm, whether from a gun show, gun shop, street corner, or even the internet, will be thoroughly searched for criminal and financial records before making a full purchase. This process will prevent any dangerous criminals, felons, or mentally ill individuals from obtaining a firearm, which will provide and ensure safety to citizens. Lindsay Nicholas, a staff attorney with the Law Center to Prevent Violence, states, "A background check should precede any gun sale. Currently, guns are sold at gun shows, on street corners, and over the internet without any questions. Background checks prevent convicted felons, domestic abusers, and seriously mentally ill individuals from obtaining firearms and should be universally required." In order to implement universal background checks, citizens need to be active and take action. The logical plan of action in order to implement universal background checks include signing a petition to support the initiatives brought up by President Obama, read The Time Is Now, which is a series of proposals brought up by the Obama administration in order to reduce gun violence, and donating money to bradycampaign.org, which is a website that supports universal background checks. Some results that will occur due to your support will include a significant reduction on gun violence of about 50%. You can expect the results on the reduction of gun violence to be instant. Now that you know the necessary actions to take in order to reduce gun violence, it is time to get involved and make a difference. Due to the recent mass shootings that occurred in the United States, concerns are brought up by citizens on whether or not gun ownership should have more or less restrictions. If we do not provide greater access to universal background checks, criminals, felons, or mentally ill individuals will be able to obtain firearms, which will endanger our fellow citizens and put them at risk of gun violence. But providing stronger universal background checks will not only prevent such individuals from obtaining firearms, but it will save many lives, and even your own.
Wait, what the fuck happened? What happened? You done?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucked up.
Dude. Are you guys kidding me?
Come on.
I have to do that shit over?
Why'd you go tell us?
I think you're
I
done.
don't know.
Dude, I'm not done.
Even tell.
You guys didn't even come in class.
Yeah,
Oh. Oh my god.
it's two.
Dude, that's not fine. I have to record it again. Can you just record it on